What's going on, everybody? This is your WOF Outlook and Discussion for Sunday, May 28, 2023. And before we get into today's video, I hope everyone is doing well, remaining positive, and as always, staying blessed. All right, you guys, taking a look at the tropics this morning here, you can see the Eastern Pacific has an active intertropical convergence zone, but nothing here imminent to develop. I have a lot of dry air, so nothing's going to happen anytime soon in that area. As we move on to the Gulf of Mexico, you can see the Gulf of Mexico is moistening up here, but nothing is in no immediate attention of developing anytime soon. As we move on to the Caribbean, you can see the southwesterly flow here across the central, eastern, even the northwest Caribbean Sea here. No development is anticipated. And that's the same goes for the deep tropical Atlantic here, central, eastern tropical Atlantic, no development. Here is our coastal low, you guys. Hold up. All right, let's get this. Here's our coastal low off of South Carolina, North Carolina, you guys. You can see right here at the border, the low is about to come inland, you guys. So expect some showers, maybe a rumble of thunder here throughout the day across parts of the Carolinas and even Virginia, you guys. Now, we're going to pause this here, you guys, and I'm going to take our attention to the typhoon across the Western Pacific as that is still spinning here, you guys. It's not a super typhoon anymore because over the last 24 hours or so, this system has really been dealing with some dry air that has got ingested into the core of this system. So it has been on a weakening trend, but holding kind of steady here. But as you can see, it's still spinning. Here's the northern Philippines here. So it ain't gotten all the way to the Philippines, but this system is starting to slow down. And as you can see, the last few frames, you can see the jog towards the northwest is starting to happen here. So I believe that turn will be starting within the next 12 to 24 hours, you guys. And as we take a look at the forecast track, you can see as this storm continues to move to the west northwest, it's going to put on the brakes and it's going to turn all the way to the north and then eventually north northeast here, you guys, as it continues to weaken due to increased vertical wind shear and the conditions just not being as favorable as they were a few days ago for this storm to really take advantage of, you guys. So as we get back to the lower 48, we're going to take a 10-second intermission, you guys. Let me get these surface plots off of here so we can get into today's severe weather express that we have going on. All right, you guys, I'm going to take that off. All right, hold on. One more thing. I'm forgetting the clouds. I want to take that off. All right, basic. All right, here we go, you guys. And as you can see, the Storm Prediction Center does have a marginal risk here all the way from deep South Texas, Brownsville, Mexico, all the way up to southern Dakota, southern Dakota, to South Dakota here, you guys. And as you can see, within that marginal risk, there is a slight risk here that does include parts of the upper Texas panhandle, extending into the Oklahoma panhandle and on into western Kansas here, you guys. Garden City, Liberio, Boulder, Dalhart, just to the north of Amarillo, Colby, Ocala, all these areas are under a slight risk for severe weather, and the marginal risk encompasses the outer edge of that Lubbock, Midland, Odessa, and as I said, even towards Brownsville. As we check the probability to see what these storms could be up to today, you guys. No tornadoes are expected, but we will be on the lookout for a possible spin up or two. Hail, we have a 15% chance here across parts of the upper Texas Panhandle, Oklahoma Panhandle, and western Kansas for hail on the order of 1 to 1.5 inch in diameter. A 5% chance encompasses the marginal risk. Winds, we have a 5% chance of 50 to 60 miles per hour, gusting to 70 here, which will be all the way from Brownsville up towards the North Dakota, South Dakota border. No significant tornadoes, no significant hail, and no significant winds, you guys. So that is always a blessing. Now, as we take a look at the HRRR to see just what's going to be going on during the next 48 hours. And you guys, we always start here at about the noon hour at your weather on the fly. And as you can see by noon, this coastal low is continuing to make its way inland here. Look at all the heavy rain across western North Carolina here, western Virginia, and even parts of the northern portions of South Carolina here. Heavy rainfall will be ongoing. We'll be on the lookout for some possible flash flooding. Here we'll have a cluster of showers and thunderstorms here around the noon hour, possibly here across east central Nebraska. Nothing else, not too much going on. As we go to 4 o'clock, you guys. All right, let's see. All right, 4 o'clock, you can see the showers and thunderstorms are still going on across parts of the Carolinas, Virginia, even getting into parts of eastern Kentucky here and eastern Tennessee. Other than that, we have some showers, even cells starting to pop here across parts of South Dakota, even here across parts of central Nebraska, even some heavier cells. You have a few of them starting to pop here across Kansas, even across deep southwest Texas here across the you get further down here, just south of Midland, you guys. I couldn't get it out. South of Midland, Odessa. Look at these cells here. That's going to be possibly producing some hail and locally strong gusty winds here. We move on to 8, 9 in the evening, you guys. Look at the increase in coverage here. The showers and thunderstorms start to decrease in coverage here across the Carolinas, Virginia, even parts of Western Virginia now. But as we get towards the high plains, severe weather express, you can see, look here across the Mexico crossing into parts of Texas here. Look at the clusters of heavy showers and thunderstorms that's going to be making their way. Look here across further north here, Midland, Lubbock, just south of Amarillo around 9 p.m. to have a cluster of showers and thunderstorms in your guys' area. Look further up across the slight risk area. Here across western Kansas, the Oklahoma Panhandle, even parts of north central Oklahoma. Could see some heavy cells here producing damaging winds and hail. Even here across parts of Nebraska, eastern Nebraska, still extending on up into parts of west central South Dakota, western North Dakota here. Heavy showers, maybe a rumble of thunder going on. We go into the overnight hours, you guys, and this is going into Monday morning. You can see here that cluster of heavy showers and thunderstorms starts to move from out of the Texas Oklahoma panhandle and into parts of west central Oklahoma. Even the Oklahoma City area will have to be on the lookout during the overnight hours for some heavy showers and thunderstorms, possibly here, you guys. Even across parts of deep South Texas, here, we could have some clusters of showers and a rumble of thunder going on. As we move to 7 a.m., you guys, which is going to segue us to convective outlook day 2. You can see convective outlook day 2 just have a small, slight little marginal risk here up across parts of extreme southern North Dakota, South Dakota, and western Nebraska, even getting into parts of extreme northeast Colorado here. We will have a marginal risk possibly for some severe weather on Monday. But other than that, just a general thunderstorm risk here across parts of the western United States, getting on into the high plains here and even across parts of the southern Florida peninsula and parts of the Carolinas and Virginia will have a chance to see some thunderstorms again here, you guys, on Monday. As we move on out to 12 p.m., you guys, before we do that, I want to check the probability. I'm getting ahead of myself real quick. But as you can see, by 12 p.m., not much really going on. Probably have some pop-up showers going on across parts of central Texas here, west central Texas. They have some showers here going, developing across parts of North Carolina into West Virginia. I mean, not North Carolina, excuse me, you guys, into parts of Virginia, even getting into West Virginia here around the noon hour. But you guys, jumping ahead of myself, let's check. No tornado spin ups are possible for tomorrow, but we will be on the lookout. 5% chance of that hail pushing 1 to 1.5 inch in diameter across parts of the northern plains here. Same with the wind probability, 50 to 60 miles per hour, gusting as high as possibly 70 miles per hour. And as we continue on the HRRR out through the late afternoon, getting into the evening hours on Monday, you guys, you can see the showers and thunderstorms start to increase in coverage here across parts of Texas here. You can see South Texas, central South Texas, eastern Oklahoma, into parts of eastern Kansas here. Some showers, maybe a rumble of thunder going on. Look here across parts of the marginal risk here across the northern plains. Cells are popping up. Isolated hail and locally damaging winds will be a possibility here as we go into the evening hours on Monday up across parts of western Nebraska, South Dakota, and extreme parts of northern North Dakota. I mean, parts of extreme northern South Dakota. You got, I mean, You guys, I am these Dakotas get you confused, you guys. Extreme parts of southern and North Dakota. And you have all just about all of South Dakota here under that marginal risk, you guys. As we move, as far as the HRRR will take us out, which will be 1 a.m. on Tuesday morning, and you can see those clusters of showers and thunderstorms are now starting to move into eastern and South Dakota, extending on down to central Nebraska and parts of west central Kansas here. We'll be on the lookout for some isolated severe weather still going on through the overnight hours in this area going into Tuesday morning. So that's going to be it for this one, you guys. If you haven't done so already, be sure to share, like, and subscribe so you can stay up to date and weather aware. And before we quickly leave, I want to segue us to Convective Outlook Day 3, which yet again, the Storm Prediction Center is highlighting an area a marginal risk of severe weather, which does include from the Oklahoma Panhandle extending across parts of west central Kansas, Nebraska, parts of eastern and South Dakota, and now this time starting to enter part of western Minnesota, you guys. So we will definitely be on the lookout for this continued severe weather threat that is happening each day as we go along, you guys. So long as you subscribe here at your Weather on the Fly, you will stay up to date and weather aware. As we take a look at the typhoon across the western Pacific, as it is starting to make its turn towards the northwest and then eventually north in the next few days. It should miss the Philippines and even Taiwan should be spared, but we will continue to look out for those areas. Everyone be safe, be careful, and I'll talk to you all in the next one.